of that, and all these different mental things. For instance, material, as well, if we give them a good place to live, then they'll be better, behave better. And the vegetable system really just be peaceful and treat each other well, and not running around trying to do mischief. Like they just ease off, and then that'd be better than the animals. But if everybody has their own space and everything, I see no reason why we can't. And the humans go like, well, we're like human beings, like we are, and human force, and see clearly what's really going on in the human plane. But none of it. Then if you behave as you should, why, things will go well. And so it doesn't really address the real issue, the root of the issue, and that's why I say it doesn't. It's not going to. You're never going to come to the answer that you're looking for, and the answer that you're looking for comes from not the forces and the energy in the mind from the forces, but the real guidance, the real inspiration, the real understanding that comes from the real human being. I mean, the true human being, not his forces, not the forces working in your mind, but you and the inspiration that you get and you understand. So what is the root of the problem? How can we get down to the root of it? And go, when our point of view is wider than all these different levels and forces of, people saying this and that, and looking at things from that level, that realm, the forces of the earth and their realms. Okay? Well, okay, let's just look at it for a minute. And the thing is that man seems a bit confused and a bit dysfunctional and a bit lost. I mean, people and man's character has kind of slid a bit, and he's not as noble as he used to be. His bad character is kind of out of hand. We see this all the time. We find that senators and governors and people in power do things which show that their bad character has had the day. They steal money, or they embezzle money, or they take money, or they money. There's a lot of corruption, and then there's also a lot of like people just won't act, and when perhaps when they should, for various reasons, but so we can see that, or we can consider that if man's character was better, if his good character was operating every day, most of the time, or maybe, or hopefully all of the time, that things would be a lot better off. I mean, people wouldn't be unfair, and they wouldn't be jerks, and they wouldn't do things that are harmful to other people. Say, well, wait a minute, that might cause damage to the earth. You can't, we've got to think about everybody else, and we've got to be wide, and we've got to take all of mankind into account. Now, mentally, you can't do that, but as a human being, yes, you can do that. Mentally, you say, well, I give up. I can't defend myself. Those people over there, they have to figure this out for themselves. So on and so forth. But from a human point of view, yes, sure. So we have to look at everything. And we know we can do that because a true real human being, you know, is connected and gets the right instructions. For example, you can take. Gee, I don't want to get political. Well, you know, I'll just go ahead. You could take. You could take Afghanistan and say, well, gee, you know, all these things and blah, 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 and all the different realms feel like, well, you know, we're trying to do this and we protect ourselves and our territory. And from the human point of view, it's like, well, they never gave you permission to come over to their country, did they? So you're breaking the law. And if you want people to follow the law and not break the law, then you have to set an example. So the first thing is you can't break the law. So unless they actually ask you to please come and help us, so that's different. Since they didn't, going over there and killing people, and you know, kind of taking over things and messing around in their affairs is not right. We shouldn't be there. So the first thing to do in terms of Afghanistan would be to withdraw. And then, of course, and the big block to that is people who think with the energy of their, you know, different things, but let's say basically the animal energy, and say, well, we can't leave there, that's our territory. And we've got to control those people so they don't harm us. That's an animal point of view. So then, you know, if you espouse and you activate and you act on animal points of view, then you go into the laws in the realm of animals. So you know, one animal dominates for a while and is strong enough, but you know, when he gets weak, when that lion gets old, why the younger lion will come along and kill him. And you know, so we're facing that kind of a problem in the U.S. I mean, how long can we keep this up? Everybody's kind of going, well, you know, the other animals are going, I don't know. I think he's starting to weaken. You know, I think go in there now and challenge him. Say, you know, because that's the way animals are. It's not human. There's nothing human about it. Human, a real human being, somebody's weak. Let's look after them, and let's make it a little easier for them so that they can have a peaceful life. And we've got extra energy, we can do it. First we have to take care of ourselves, but you know, once we've taken care of our things, you know, a fair amount, have enough to eat and so on and so forth. Sure, let's help them out. That's why your mind is not going to lead you, because your mind will always be using those levels, and so you can't solve your problems using your mind. What is going to happen is because the mind of man has expanded, is that each one of those realms is going to fill that expansion in that realm. And they're going to get, you know, more and more perfect in the realm. And the material is going to get more and more exquisite and fine. The vegetable realm is going to understand more and more, you know, how to do with food and trees and, you know, everything about that. And the animal realm is, unfortunately, perhaps from the human point of view, gets better and better at protecting its territory and figuring things out, how to do all that stuff. And the human beings get better and better at thinking of how superior they really are, and the human force, we're it, and you know, what we're going to have to do to think about, you know, going to another planet. It's such a mess here. Get away from all these forces. Of course, you can't. These forces, you know, are part of the universe, and so really, all those things, they skip right past the root of the problem. And the root of the situation is that mankind itself, the human element, the human factor in mankind has kind of gotten overwhelmed and isn't able to act and understand and take care of things and get proper instruction. He's kind of paralyzed. That's why there is a gift on the earth today. It's available. The Almighty, of course, foresees and knows. I don't expect you to believe what I'm saying. Just listen. You know this stuff. So this is all known, and so the thing is, what the real thing is let's fix the car. And then, we can't really actually fix the car because we don't know that much about how to do it. So that's where you get help from the Creator, because the Creator knows how to fix you. You just let the Creator work on you for a couple of times a week for half an hour, and it won't be long, a few years, things will change on the earth. If you would all, step up and admit, or try to understand, try to figure out that very likely you're kind of messed up. Sure, certain things work, like you know very well if you're honest with yourself. There's a bunch of things that don't work. You get angry over practically nothing sometimes, or you can't get yourself to do what you think you need to do, or you make enemies and you get all caught up in things, and you get tired, and you get unhappy, and you drink too much. Of course, drinking is a sure sign, and the plus, the huge amount of drinking that goes on in the world is a very clear sign. It's a very clear indication if you look at the street when people are in pain and are not functioning well enough. They were functioning well enough. It's like the guy said, the populist guy, Nick Hanauer, he said, well, if it was true what they say about money going to the top and stimulating growth, he said there's so much money going to the top, he said everybody'd have a job now. He made a good point. And so, if everyone was, people were healthy, they wouldn't feel a need to kind of brew up some stuff and let it ferment and make you numb, or kind of take you away from everything that just that wonderful vegetable level of getting actually good now stuff, and they wouldn't need it. They wouldn't feel a need for it. They wouldn't want it, because it kind of comes at a price, doesn't it? It takes a lot of time, and you say things and be oblivious about all kinds of things, other levels, and do things which can be quite horrendous. It makes sense on that level, maybe, but not when you come back in to the other levels and wake up the next day, why you can find that you've done something that's just irreparable, and that's a horror, that's a bad thing. So and there are some people on the earth, they're in pretty good shape. They don't feel the need to have alcohol, but there's not that many of them. A lot of people, probably, I don't know, most people. I mean, here in the U.S., my gosh, the average amount of alcohol a person drinks just to get through the year is pretty high. I forget, it's been a while, so I forget what it is, 60 gallons or something, whatever it is.